with my team, I would be asking them, okay, what was your highlight of the week? Who was your favorite client and why? And often we document that. And then sometimes we need to go through that and have a look back and see, what have we achieved for people? Why are we here? Because sometimes you just lose sight of that.
Hey, and welcome back to the Difference Maker Revolution podcast. And it's the four of us again. We're making a habit of this. This is 2 in a row. So we're going to talk today about getting your mojo back. So Steve, why do I need to get it back? Do I not always have it?
Well, we're human, and because we are human, we go through our ups and downs, and stuff happens in our lives that can sometimes drain our energy and mojo, and sometimes we are elevated by what's happening around us. But the reality is that our business seems to take on what we're feeling. And, we see it time and time again with our members that when, life is grand and life is amazing, business is amazing, and then something happens external from the business. It might be family, it might be the dog or a child, something's going on with them, and we're taking on a whole new energy, and it does affect how we operate in the business and how successful we are. And apparently it affects the moods of our clients too. See it time and time again.
So did you guys notice Steve's officially now an Irishman? He's no longer an Aussie. He used the word grand. Did you see that? Did you see that?
No bother.
Did you hear that? So Jeanine, take us to a time when you lost your mojo and had to rediscover it. What was happening?
Me? I don't lose my mojo. I have you guys every morning to cheer me up.
Get your back on.
But what happens more often than not in the studio is my team can lose their mojo. And so we all have things that happen to us in our life. And it does, like Steve said, it bleeds over into your workday. And so whenever something like that happens, like you find out something is wrong with one of your children, or you have a fight with your partner, or, things like that. And then you come into the studio and you just don't feel like being here, or your mood is just not the same, or whatever.
Your mind is elsewhere.
Yeah, your mind's just elsewhere. And so what I have found that works the best is kind of shaking out of it, right? So not necessarily saying, okay, I know you're here, it's time to sit down and do your work. It's like, let's what's the phrase? It's break the
breaking your stage.
Yes, thank you. Like, it's just like you break the routine, you just do something different. So maybe it's let's go out and get coffee. Let's take a walk around the office park. Let's just sit and listen to music.
Turn on some music and dance like a mad woman.
Say, turn on some music, change the music, get like anything that breaks the routine of where you're normally at. And then, as Steve taught us so well, you go for the easy wins. And that's the best way to get out of a funky mojo that you're in, is going for easy wins, picking up the phone, talking to clients that love you, reminding yourself what it is and why you do this. It's why I love keeping the note cards that clients send, and you can sit and read through them when you're starting to doubt yourself. Read the happy notes and the happy thoughts. I know, Steve, you say that with your guest book, you take your team through it every week. And so it's those the things that remind you why you do what you do, help you get out of your own head.
Yeah. I think a weekly reflection is really important, Jeanine, like going through that welcome book. And then, with my team, I would be asking them, okay, what was your highlight of the week? Who is your favorite client and why? And often we document that. And then sometimes, we need to go through that and have a look back and see, what have we achieved for people? Why are we here? Because sometimes you just lose sight of that.
Yeah. I know for me, Steve will start laughing now because we're on different planets when it comes to this. But I love to do some meditation, and I find gratitude meditation is very useful to do. Quite often. It's just recognizing that all those things you're worrying about or concerned about, that they don't really matter. Just be grateful for what you have, who your family are here, your health, whatever. That you're just here on the planet and you can make a difference today. And I think that's really important. What do you do, Jono?
I don't know.
You come and hang with me. Come on. Be honest, Jono.
That's what I'm saying. We get each other out of our funks. So, it's nice. That's part of being part of a team.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing, Jeanine, and not to take away from you, Jono, but I think who you surround yourself is really important. Sometimes, with BNI, I had a great group, and then the dynamics changed, and it then became an hour of whiners who, we had this great group, and then a couple of new people come in and the dynamic changes, and poison spreads really fast, right? And so A, you need to be aware of it, and B, you need to do something about it. And so just making sure, keeping in check with who you're surrounding yourself with is really important.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. There's that age-old saying, what is it? It takes one bad apple to
spoil the whole lot.
To spoil the barrel. Yeah. And it's amazing, some of these people, there's people who they're in it for the drama all the time, right? Everything's a drama, isn't it? Yeah. Like, even if their toast gets slightly burnt, it's a drama. The world is ending.
But and it's interesting, Ronan, because I do think you will find that, there are, like you said, it's the mindset, and each day we go in with a different mindset. I think a lot of it is preparedness too. Every Sunday night, I plan out my whole week and I work on my week, and it allows me to enter the week with a fresh set of emotions, and tackle the week. And I love what I do. I love the industry we're in. I love working with you guys. I love working with my team. I love my clients. And so every day I come in and it's a happy thing for me, even when things go bad, right? We find a way to fix them, and we're action takers. And I find taking action is also one of the things that gets you out of any funk you're in, right? So obviously we're like everybody. We go through strings of days where we don't book. And, I have you guys to complain to. Like, Jonathan, it's not working. But we're action takers. And I think that's a big thing. Like, you have to be in the mindset of taking action and not being in the mindset of wallowing in your self-pity. Because it's easy to sit and woe is me. Today sucked. We didn't make any bookings. Whoa. And let that go from 1 day to 2 day to 3 day to 4 day. And now all of a sudden it's like a week and you haven't made any bookings, whatever. And instead it's like, all right, what do we need to do? We need to take some action. What actions can we take? And when you're in the mindset of always taking actions, it prevents a long-lived down day. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, it's accepting responsibility, isn't it? It's about accepting responsibility that we got to change something because something's broken, and we know we can fix it, but we just need to fix it.
I think the biggest thing I admire about you, Jeanine, is that to expand on what you say, you don't come to us to whine and complain at all. You come to us believing that there's something that you may have done or not have done, and you're looking for ways to fix something. And often it's more, you can almost hear in some people that they're looking for somebody to support them blaming something. Or, they're looking for blame, and they want somebody they're looking for somebody to agree with them that it's not their fault. There is something to blame. Whereas, when you are in that funk and looking for ways to fix things, it's taking action, but your mindset is about what can I do to make this better? what can I do to fix this? How can we be better, as opposed to it's their fault. Don't you agree? Who's to blame? And it's just a
Yeah.
different mindset.
It is a
right?
different mindset.
And so, that's one, looking for solutions. And the other one is, looking to blame. And I think when we believe we're at cause, and we believe that something we have done or something that we're doing is causing the result we're getting, then that puts us in control. But when we believe that it's out of control and we're blaming and it's not my fault, then we're in a place of weakness, in that, it's out of, we believe it's out of our control. But the best places to be is, that we are the cause of whatever is going on, and that puts us in a position of power. Really does.
I think sometimes you need a bit of Gary V love as well, and just like
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
make yourself aware. Like a lot of it starts with awareness. You have to be aware, and you have to be, as you guys were saying, take responsibility. But sometimes you just got to say, like, what the F am I doing? Like, you don't just cop the F on. Like, just effing do it. Like, just sometimes you just got to be brutally honest with yourself and say, give yourself a kick up the arse and say, like,
Wow.
yeah.
There's going to be beep, 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 beep.
Lots of beep, beep, beeps. I didn't actually curse, so it's all good.
Nope, he
So.
did not actually curse, unlike Gary Vee, who curses all the time. But that's okay. He has a different style of podcast. He's allowed. But he does. He gives, and I listen to him all the time, almost daily. And if you listen to him daily, you cannot let yourself ever get into a mode of woe is me and I have no control, right? He will not let you, and you should not let yourself, because like Steve says, when it's something, when you have the control over doing it, you have the control to take the action. We don't let life happen to us. We make life happen.
I think having like people you look up to and having some inspiration as well is important. It's almost like, sometimes Ronan will mention like Elon Musk. I know Elon Musk is quite like, polarizing at the minute. But like, you can't take away from him some of his achievements, in the sense that, when all of these built, all the companies he's built, like if most billionaires built one of the companies he's built, they'd be a massive worldwide success. And he is like 4 or 5. So I think taking inspiration from leaders or people you admire is a big thing too. And you should always have people that that have set a standard that you want to look up to and actually do the same.
So that just reminded me, we used to have a bank of recordings of when we were on fire. When you're on a high and you're on fire, I had signs in the studio. We were recording our design consultations or sales, and we recorded our phone calls. When you're on fire, having a bank of your phone calls, your interactions with people, the sales, when you're on fire. Sometimes when you're in a funk, having access to that bank of listening to who you were and who you were being, and when you were on fire and getting success, listening back to those, sometimes it can be there's quite a contrast between who you are now, because, you're not performing as well, or you're not having the success that you were getting, to when you were. It can tell you a lot. And so it's great, when you are having success, to, even with photography, photo shoots, having those shoots put aside, that, when you were on fire, when you were doing well, when you were serving the clients, having that bank. And then, the folder would have the shoot, what was photographed, the phone calls, and the sale in there. And then you can see how it all ties together. I think that's important too, to listen back to when you were on fire.
Okay, so give me something I need to do daily to make sure I maintain my mojo.
So that morning, starting your day with something positive, having your power move. I call it a power move because I agree with Jeanine. Moving and that physiology is really powerful. And just starting your day in giving yourself 3 positively framed achievable goals. No more than 3. My preference is for them to be purpose-driven rather than tasks, because tasks just seem a chore, really. So rather than saying, I need to book some clients today, and I hear people say that all the time as their goal, and it frustrates me. I need to book, more clients today. I've got to get through my leads. Well, to me, that's not a goal. Exciting 3 people so much today that they just want to book. That's a goal. Okay, and it's purpose driven that you want to excite people. So having, starting the day with something that excites you, some purpose driven goals, and sometimes there needs to be some personal goals in there too. But that morning is really important. Starting your day with your power move, and sometimes I know, Ronan, you meditate. Sometimes it's you need to go for a walk. Sometimes it's something that you're doing before you start work, and then you're hitting the ground running. It's really important to get your mind fit and ready to go in the right mindset, and then those 3 achievable goals.
So what you're saying is it's mind, body, and then purpose-driven goals. Start every day with those 3 things.
Yeah, in that order.
Okay. I started recently. I started for a week and then stopped doing it. But it was linked to the movement thing. So I probably pronounced this wrong now. But I got this app because I'm over 50 now, right? So it was this app for Tai Chi. Am I saying that right, Jono?
Tai Chi, yeah.
So Tai Chi, that. So it's 15 minutes, 3 days a week. And I did it for the first 2 weeks, I think, and I haven't done it this week. But it is that movement, that power movement stuff, isn't it? In some ways. Yeah. So I need to get back to that. I have to, next week, you guys have to check that I've done my Tai Chi that morning, right?
We're not going to wait a week, Ronan.
Okay.
We won't let you get away with it that long. It's too important.
It's too important.
And you're too important.
It's interesting, that Tai Chi stuff. I think it's great. I think it links to the meditation too. I think they come probably from a similar discipline, do they?
Well, for me it was cycling. If I didn't get out cycling 3-4 times a week, then I'm a different person, and it just really does help. It really does help to get your mind going and feel like you've achieved something, and feel like it's almost like you're already rewarding yourself before you've even begun your day. And I just start my day so much more energized if I've been out to exercise, done some movement, and taken some time to, think about what I'm going to achieve. And normally when I'm cycling, that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking about, those things that there's no distractions, there's no one, beating down the door, asking questions. It's just that time where you can take time for yourself, but also think clearly.
So Jonathan's laughing because he has this vision of Steve cycling and me doing Tai Chi. So Jonathan, have you a routine yet, or is this something you need to discover?
Well, it's odd for Jono, because we're doing things where you're not plugged into something.
I'm laughing because Steve, did you just fart on the podcast a minute ago?
What?
Maybe it was a different sound. It sounded like you farted on the podcast.
You would know about it if I did, wouldn't I?
He's just working out, Jono, while sitting down. It's okay.
No, I play golf, I play tennis, I play paddle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a routine though.
just whenever you need it.
Yeah, never need it.
Yeah, I think the routine though helps.
Yeah.
Because I think otherwise it can slip and you go a week and you say, oh, I didn't do paddle tennis or whatever else you do this week. So I know like we play paddle, a group of us got together, we started playing paddle 10, 11 weeks ago. But we book the same time every Tuesday night. And if you're missing, you have to get someone to play instead of you. So it just builds that routine automatically in, and you know you're letting down 3 other people. And if you are going to let them down because you can't be there, well, it's up to you to get someone else to play instead of you. So I think that's I find that great because it brings that responsibility as well as accountability and all into it, you know.
And it's something to look forward to.
Oh, we love it. We love the paddle. Love the paddle. Like when we miss it, we go mad. But the other good thing about it is, Steve, so it costs, I think it's €56 to book a court, right? So each of us book it every 4th week. But even if you're getting a sub in, the sub doesn't pay. You know, you still have to pay your week. So it brings that too, you know. If you bring all that together, it brings responsibility, accountability, and commitment because you've parted with your dough.
It's important. Very important.
Right. So, any other ideas on, I've lost my mojo, what do I need to do to get it back? You were talking a bit earlier, Steve, about celebration.
Yes. I think get used to, at the end of the day, celebrating some wins. Really, because I think it's really easy to get caught into a downward spiral of what's wrong or what you didn't do right. And, you know, you hear so many people talking about, you know, what they didn't do or what they didn't get right. But then when we celebrate, and even with members, sometimes you say to them, okay, you know, what you're saying to me, that's incredible. You know, you should be celebrating that. And they find it really difficult. It's almost like we're hardwired not to find things to celebrate and to physically celebrate something that we've achieved. And so I think it's really important to get, almost like your Tai Chi, get into the habit of celebrating and finding something that you've done really well, and you can celebrate that thing. And then reflect on the week. What are 3 things that you could celebrate that you've achieved for the week? Because I think a lot of the times our self-talk is about what we haven't done well, what we could have done better, what we missed, as opposed to really training our mind to look for opportunity and see all of those things that we've done well.
And I know in Profit First, like that's a big part of Profit First, that you celebrate your quarterly distributions, right? But they, you know, when you become a Profit First professional, one things you're taught about is, even if it's just enough of a profit distribution to buy a coffee and the sticky bun that you love, that's a celebration. It's not, you know, well, I have to fly to Paris for 6 weeks, like, you know, in a 5-star hotel. You can celebrate the little things that you can celebrate and just reinforce then. It reinforces your mind to want to keep doing this, right? It's part of that too, isn't it, Steve?
It is. It changes the way that you receive yourself, and it changes the way you receive people around you when you start to filter for, if you're physically looking for things that you can celebrate about what you've achieved. It's kind of like the Black Ford theory. You know, the minute you decide to buy a Black Ford, you see them everywhere. And if you start training yourself to look for things that you can celebrate, things that you've done well, then that really does help keep you in a positive mindset, because of course there's things we can do better. And of course everybody's on a journey of learning. Every day we're getting better and better. We should be living in constant and never-ending improvement. But it's about improvement, not about finding our failings. It's about improving and looking for those opportunities in how we can improve. And our self-talk then becomes more about, what have we done, you know, that we can celebrate this week? And I think it's it's that muscle that we have to train.
And I know we have some members in Difference Maker Revolution where for one profit distribution, this is really cool. For one profit distribution, they wanted to redeck all outside the back of their home, right? So they did their profit distribution. They redecked all outside their home. I was asking them, so every time you step on that deck, how does it make you feel? You know, and that action of every time, like even 2 years later since they did it, every time they step on their deck, makes them feel great about the difference they make to their clients. They want to do more of it because they want to continue to reward themselves as well, right, as making a big difference to their client. And
That's the power move. That's the power move, Ronan.
It's the power move.
For that person.
It's the power move. Yes. So, Jonathan, tell me, I want to know more about being a difference maker. I want to know more about how I can have my mojo every single day to make a difference to people out there and get rewarded for doing so. What do I need to do?
Well, we've talked about the fact that, you know, who you surround yourself with is so important. And we've talked about, you know, the community that you choose is vital. So the best community that you can be part of is the Difference Maker Inner Circle. So make sure that you go to joindifferencemaker.com/inner circle. That's joindifferencemaker.com/inner circle. One more time, that's joindifferencemaker.com/inner circle. And sign up today. We cannot wait to welcome you into a community that's going to help you to amplify your mojo every single day.
Well done, Johnny.
All right. We'll see you on the inside. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. See you in Tai Chi.